Hello, afternoon or early evening as it is here, or morning if you're watching this somewhere else. So we should have played Wolves today. Unfortunately, the game got postponed like all the other fixtures up and down the country. Just want to give you my thoughts about that. I think it was the wrong decision to do when other sporting events were being were being played or going ahead. I just think it was a wrong decision to do. Should have let the fans pay their own respect at the games today. They could have had a minute silence, a minute applause, or whatever you wanted to do. But yeah, I wasn't too pleased about that. Some of you might agree that it's the right thing to do because of your allegiances. But yeah, well, I respect that, and we'll just leave that there. Okay, so with that, so moving on today, we should have, like I said, we should have played Wolves. We haven't done. Still been a lot of fallout from the game against Napoli, and rightly so. The performance wasn't good at all. We just sort of were well below par in all but two positions. I'd say probably Ali and Luis Diaz, but and maybe Thiago as well when he came on. I mean, there was a stat that I saw that he'd made more tackles, more forward-thinking passes than the three midfielders that started the game, which was a bonus. It looked like he was wanting it. He wanted to make a difference, which was great. So yeah. Hopefully, I would have been talking here that we would have got 3 points from the game, but not to be. That's going to be added on. It looks like the game at Chelsea, with Chelsea, sorry, is going to be also postponed next weekend, um, which which will need to be put somewhere down the congestive fixture that we've got now. So the Ajax game, not so sure about the that fixture. Word has it that it's going to go ahead, which would be good because, believe me, we do need a game right now. Especially a competitive game, and I think you'll see a host of changes for that game. For me, I would put uh, Joe Gomez at right back. Joel Matip can come into the centre. Robbo on the left hand side. The other partnership would be Van Dijk. Give him the captain's armband. He hasn't lost a game at Anfield, has he? Mind you, that could be just a league game. But yeah, I'd give him the armband. In midfield, I'd start with Thiago, Fabinho, and Arthur, and then up front, I'd give Mo, Darwin Nunes, and Luis Diaz on the left hand side. But I wouldn't pay I don't know about playing a 4-3-3 anymore. I mean, we need, like Jurgen said, we need to reinvent ourselves. That could mean a multiple of things for me. Do we change shape? Do we go 4-1-4-1? Do we go 4-2-3-1? I prefer the 4-2-3-1, and then when we're in play, we can easily go 4-1-4-1. So yeah, I would be looking at something like that for the game, if there was going to be a change regarding formation. But there's been a lot of nonsense also being talked about. Jurgen Klopp should be sacked, and this, that, and the other. I mean, why? Why would you want to sack one of the best coaches in the world? Okay, even he will get tired as well. Don't forget, we've had a mammoth season after mammoth season. We've probably played more games. This team has probably played, or the squad has probably played, barring the new people that have come in, the players that have come in, have played more games than any other team in the Premier League. We're just going through a slight blip. We're all not happy about it. Some of us are trying to find answers to the and solutions to the problems that we've got. We know what those problems are. An example is that people are calling out for Trent now to be pushed into midfield. Me personally, on his form right now, that is not good, because if he's not tracking back from our halfway line to our 18-yard box, he's not going to do that from midfield, is he? So can put that one on the back burner. I think Trent needs to get over his form at the moment. I'm hoping that he's going to be honest in himself and say he's not playing very well at the moment. This is constructive criticism from me, because he's a top player. The lad's played a lot of games. He's won everything for a young lad. He just needs to get his shackles off and get back to his best form as quick as we can, because teams have sussed him out now, what his strengths are, what his weaknesses are, and at the moment they're all on his weaknesses. But yeah, other than that, let Jurgen Klopp carry on with what he needs to do. I said in one of my earlier VTs that we were going through transition this season, because I felt that the performances weren't up to scratch. With what Jurgen said, we have to reinvent ourselves for the rest of the season. I think he's that's how he's thinking as well. It is going to be some kind of a transition season. People have said that, look, we can go better, we can go on a big run. That is from us being a younger team. This team, slightly aged players in there we've got, but yeah, I don't think we'll see a run like we've seen in the past few seasons. I think this will be I don't want to say a scrap. I think this will be a test of everyone's character at the club, which this is what you need to do. Teams all go through a period of not playing well, going through bad patches. This is our bad patch. Okay, so we need to just get over it. We were mocking other teams when they were going through bad patches. It's just unfortunately our turn now for that. But I just think genuinely, okay, if we keep getting behind the team and the manager, will be all right. I mean, I've left a few groups that I was in to try and fathom out what they were going, and it was getting very hostile there, calling to get rid of this player, get rid of that player, this player should be dropped, manager should be sacked, we need somebody new in, we need fresh ideas in. That ain't going to happen with FSG. They're just going to plough on with what they're doing. But just on that FSG point, give me your thoughts on this. After I've made this VT, give me your thoughts on, should our transfer strategy change to what it has been? Do we now look for the star quality players, or do we carry on with what we're doing, which is it's been tried and it's been tested, we've had success with it, or do we now go for the big big money signings. There's all talk about, you know me, I don't get interested in players until the club announces it. But because we're going through, and somebody's asked me, look, Andy, give me your honest opinion, if what we should do, if we needed to compete with players and players coming in. So yeah, my personal opinion, we should have a slight change in our policy of transfers. We do get them done nice and early, but I'm just finding out that this season we seem to be asking or leaking stuff out about who we're going for and who we're interested in. And really, it's always down to the manager at press conferences to rebuke any players. All he ever says is, "Yeah, great player," and that's it. And we move on. So yeah, there seems to be, we're linked to Jude Bellingham. We'll be linked to anybody, but do we want to now start just buying these up and coming star players, or do we compete with the likes, with big bucks? But I don't know really. And in a roundabout way, we do spend big. The Coutinho money we spent big. Virgil, Alisson, so we do, we do spend the big money, but we go for what the club feels is a Liverpool type of player. So yeah, on that note, nothing really else I wanted to add at all on that. Annie Road stands coming on great. Can't wait for that. To be finished. I know we've got about another year, 2023. Well, another year. 2023 will soon be upon us. We're now in September. But yeah, on the injury front, it looks like more players are coming on. There was a silly article I read. I don't know how true it was. It came from an overseas supporters group that Liverpool were keen to tie Naby Keita down for a contract, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think things, my own personal opinion, nobody else's, there might be some underlying issues between him and the club, and we could see him out. So yeah, we'll just see how it happens. So if we get the go ahead to play the Champions League game, which I think 99.9% that's going to go ahead, let's get that done. The club will probably do a minute's silence, but for what's happening. But yeah, so that's all I need to say. If you want to send me any comments, do so, or you want to subscribe to this, please subscribe, so we can get chatting about all things Liverpool. Okay, enjoy the rest of the night. I'm going to drink a lot of wine. Okay, up the Reds.